Oh man. Each week that I make it to my live session, it rhymes. Each week that I make it to my live sessions is a blessing. It really is. It really is. I spend time um, trying to put a powerful message together that can uplift someone's spirit, coupled with some useful information that can catapult anyone to another level. It's like um fuel, it's like gas to your engine. Everybody has the engine, but sometimes people need the gas to go faster and to move more swiftly down the road. That's exactly what I want my Financial Fitness Fridays to be. At the end of the week, you can regroup, you can sit down and recalibrate and think about what you're going to do in the week ahead. But now you're going to arm yourself with some useful information that may be food for thought, that may be a great idea or a new direction that you can now initiate in the coming week ahead. If just that alone is something that I can accomplish with my Financial Fitness Friday for anyone, then I accomplished my goal. I really did. And that's what I'm looking to do each and every week with the Financial Fitness Friday. So I bring some information, a message that can ignite someone's fire. That's what I'm trying to do. So we're here Friday, March 20th, as the time flies. As you know, there's an old people probably most of you are too young to remember the daytime stories. You know, I was forced to watch it when I was a child, and there was one that was called "As the World Turned." Never understood it, didn't make sense to me, but when you become my age, it makes perfect sense now, because the world turns, whether you like it or not, whether you're with it or not, whether you agree with it or not. The question of the day is, what are you going to be doing as the world turns? That's what you have to ask yourself each and every day. Spend less time focusing on everything else. Spend more time focusing on inwards, on yourself, and ask your question, what am I going to be doing as the world turns? Because whether you like it or not, the world turns. Now it makes perfect sense to me. But before I get into my session today, my conversation rather, I wanted to acknowledge someone because I think it's very important, and I failed to acknowledge them at the right moment in the past, and I've been kicking myself for that for the last couple of weeks because I think last session I did a woman empowerment for March, International Women's Day, but it's not a day, as I mentioned. It's not a month. It's not a year. Every day is International Women's Day. And during that, I made mention of, excuse me, of some powerful and strong women who was prominent in my life, starting with my mother. But there were so many who were instrumental in my growth and development in my life and the person who I am today. But one most important person that I failed to mention that inspires me each and every day is my wife. And when I think about, and I spent some time thinking about it, you know, the person who represents that resilience, represents that moving forward, regardless of what's happening. Do it without complaining. Do it without, out, making no bones about it. The number one person is my wife. And I appreciate her so much. She is so intertwined to everything that I do. When I come to you each week, she's my producer. Right now, she's my moderator, and she's my partner, and she's so many different things. And she needs to be celebrated. And I needed to take that moment just to say that. Thank you for giving me the moment to say that. Thank you. So moving on. Today's going to be a powerful conversation. I'm glad you're here with me. Oh, today is going to be a powerful one, especially for these Financial Fitness Fridays. It's going to start transitioning a little bit. And it's going to go from being just motivation to being something even more powerful than motivation, even more substantive than motivation. They're going to start to become empowerment for financial improvement and multiple streams of income. Because right now we are watching the financial landscape and business landscape change at rapid speeds. There are industries now that are realizing they can do just as much or more with less. And so many people are being let go. They're being displaced. But my number one message to everyone is don't be alarmed and don't be afraid, because as I mentioned earlier, as the world turns, this is just one other, element of life. There's always going to be these different situations that arise, evolution, evolving in life, and this is just another level of evolution. New technologies coming in, new ways of doing things coming in, old things are going out, but we as people will press on. So what we have to do is learn how to pivot and be agile in these times. And I have some coming opportunities, and I'm going to launch it in the month of April, which my Hour of Profit, which is going to allow people to have multiple streams of income and explore them in many different ways, whatever way you want to, and whatever way you feel comfortable about it, because that is exactly the way the technology is going to allow for things to be done. Many different platforms, many different products and services, and many different skill sets that each and every one of you have, that becomes a business, becomes a service. What you have, somebody else need. And now we have technology and platform that allow you to connect with those people without a middleman. This is like one of the greatest times in history, because if you think back, there was no other time in history where that was possible. There was always a middleman and always a conduit and always a way, something that you had to go through to connect to an audience. Just like I'm connecting to you right now, there's opportunity. And I'm going to bring opportunity and ideas. And I hope that you join, and I hope that you get engaged and get involved, because I feel in these times, opportunities abound. The conversation today is no less. Let's get into it. I talk all day. I try to give these sessions. I talk more, so bear with me. I have to clear my throat. All right. So this is Financial Fitness Friday with D.E. Wilder, and I am D.E. Wilder. And I've been reflecting deeply on the dynamic nature of wealth generation in today's world, as I just mentioned. And it's become increasingly clear that the pathway to financial independence are more diverse and accessible than ever before, as I just mentioned, extending far beyond conventional employment models. My strategic focus moving forward is dedicated entirely to proactively developing and establishing independent revenue streams. And I hope everyone is starting to adopt this mindset, because I am committed to leveraging these abundant opportunities to forge a robust and self-sustaining financial future for myself and for my family, which is driven by a desire for greater autonomy and the ability to align my professional endeavors more closely with my personal vision and my values. And I strongly recommend this strategy for us all. We should all be looking for multiple streams of income and things that align with our passion, our purpose, and our future. So, welcome back, Financial Fitness Friday, focusing on financial fitness for the future, where we don't just talk about money. We talk about mindset, ownership, empowerment, and building the life you deserve. Because the financial fitness is not just financial fitness unto itself. It's similar to physical fitness as well. Why? Because it requires consistency, discipline, vision, and most important, belief in yourself. Today's conversation is called A Million Ways to Make Money, Building Your Own Income. Come with me, people. Come with me. Let me say that again. Let me say it in a different way. There are not just a few ways to make money. There are not just traditional ways. They're not just safe ways. There's a million ways to make money. And today we are talking about how you can begin building your own income stream. Not dependent, not waiting, not hoping, but building. Because here's the truth. Here's the truth that many people never hear. Income security does not come from a job. Many people don't hear this enough. Some people don't want to believe it. But income security does not come from a job. Income security comes from control. And control comes from skill sets, knowledge, courage, execution, and most importantly, belief that you can create value for yourself. Let's go to work. Here we go. I'm gonna start for something controversial. The biggest lies about money. One of the biggest lies many of us was taught was go to school, get a good job, stay loyal, work hard, retire safely. But no one told us companies restructure, industries disappear, technology changes everything, and loyalty does not always equal security, nor does it go both ways. Rarely is a company loyal to you. Remember that. So today, the new question is not, where do I work? The real question is, how many ways can I earn? Because wealthy thinkers don't ask, where is my paycheck? They ask, where is my income streams? Average thinkers ask questions like, I need a job. How do I get a job? Empowered thinkers say things like, I need options, because options create freedom, and freedom creates peace, and peace creates power. Believe it or not, you got to believe in yourself. You already have the value. Many people say, I don't know how to make extra money. I can't do it. I don't know how. No one showed me. I was never taught. But that's usually not true. The real issue is they don't recognize their own value. So let me help you see things clearly and create the big picture. You can monetize many things. You can monetize what you know, what you do, what you've learned, what you survived, what you improved, what you can teach, what you can organize, what you can fix, what you can explain. Let me say something powerful. Your experience has value. Yes, if you don't know that, now you know. Every struggle, especially struggles, because somebody right now might be trying to solve a problem that you've already solved for yourself. And solutions, solution mindset, solution-based training, solution-based learning creates income. Billion-dollar business. So let me repeat that. Solutions unto themselves creates income. Problems are expensive. Solutions are where the value lies. And if you become someone who can solve problems, you become someone who can always earn. Believe in yourself. There's a million ways to make money. Let's make this practical. There are more ways to earn money today than any time in human history. That's a fact. I would like someone to prove me wrong. Here's some examples. Side services, consulting, coaching, selling products, digital content, tutoring, freelance work, reselling items, affiliate income, rental income, investment income, royalty income, licensing income, course creation, speaking, writing, podcasting. The options are yours. The options are yours. No longer can you stand on the sideline. There are too many options. And the beautiful part about it is there are so many options. All you have to do is align those options with your passion, what you enjoy to do. I enjoy writing, so I'm going to have a writing podcast. I enjoy cooking, so I'm going to have a cooking session. Learn cooking with me, my way, whatever it is. In today's environment, the platforms are there for you to create income from what you enjoy doing. No excuses, people. So here's the important mindset shift that is required. You don't need to start big. Everybody think, oh, especially with a podcast or something. It's so funny. I have this debate with so many people. They go, I want to do a podcast. So I went out and bought a camera. And I went out and bought a rig. And I went out and bought lighting. And I went out and bought, and they start going all of these things, and the ticker, the receipts are just going up and up. You don't need any of that. Just start with your phone. If you have the iPhone or one of the Androids, they're fine. You don't need to start big. You just need to start. Most people delay income building because they think, I need things to be perfect. I need that perfect idea. No such thing. Wrong. You just need movement. because movement creates clarity. Action reveals opportunity. Waiting simply creates nothing. Simply put, the longer you wait, the less you'll have, the less you'll do, the less you'll accomplish. So let me say something I feel is important to you all, to us all as a family. Income rarely starts as income. In fact, some of the biggest businesses never started as a business. Started as something else. Started as well, let's go through it. It starts as an idea, a skill, a passion, a favor, believe it or not, a hobby, a curiosity, a small opportunity that turned into something big. And then it grew, and then it grew. Even larger income streams start from small decisions, small action, small efforts. So the key to my point I'm making right here, right now, start. Just start something. Okay? In fact, when we start thinking about multiple income streams, I would employ anyone to start something without even thinking about the income aspect of it. Start something. Start it with passion. Start it with vigor. Start it because you enjoy it. Because I guarantee you, as you start it, if it's something of value, there's always value, but you have to place it as value to someone. There's going to be someone who's willing to pay to experience it. And when that is the case, and when you get to that point, there are plenty of platforms that you can be on where you can exchange and sell your product and services. Again, no excuses. Building my own income changes my psychology. Strong fact. Something powerful happens when you build your own income. When you start becoming independent, I've been an entrepreneur for so many years that I don't even remember. I can't remember the years that I was not. You adopt a certain mindset. It changes everything about your mindset, your system, your spirit, the way you go about things, the way you see things. Your confidence change. Your fear decreases. Your thinking expands because you stop thinking, I'm stuck. Where do I go? What do I do? What's going to happen now? And you start thinking, I can create. What am I going to create next? What am I going to do next? What is that next great idea that I have? I got so many ideas. I just could pick one and execute. That shift alone is life-changing and empowering. Because income creation builds self-trust, self-respect, self-belief. And self-belief might be the greatest financial asset you can ever develop for yourself. Because once you know that you can create money and a financial stream for yourself, fear loses power over you. You stop feeling trapped. You start feeling capable. This is why income building is not just financial. At its core, it is psychological freedom, whether you know it or not. And when you get there, you're going to see it and you're going to feel it. It's going to be almost like that aha moment. Like, wow. You're going to say to yourself, I should have done this sooner. What was I waiting for? That's my question to you. Take a minute of reflection to think about that. That's the question of the moment. What are you waiting for? Think about that and answer that to yourself. Think I have a question. Whew. So, good time to take a break. I hope you all feeling my energy, because I've always been, as a multiple decade entrepreneur and business owner, I've been in any situations and in any circumstances, in any economy, good, bad, or difference, I always see opportunity. That's just what people like me think. That's how we're wired. Well, other people might fear things. Oh, the prices are so high. Gas is going up. Oh, calamity in the world. I see nothing but opportunity, because I know one thing for sure. Whatever situation we are dealing with now will not last forever. This too shall pass. I like to call myself an amateur historian. I know that for a fact. This too shall pass. You look at history. There was always calamity. And then there was always peace and calm. And then there was always calamity. The question, as I started with, is not what's going on in the world as the world turns, but what's going on in you. What are you doing as the world turns? That's where the focus got to be. Focus inwards, everyone. Don't spend too much time, too much energy focusing outwards, watching CNN and watching all of these things. This is the moment to grab your village, grab your family, grab your loved ones, huddle tight, focus inwards. You're more powerful together. That's going to change your life more than anything on the outside. Moving on. Here are 5 income building mindset. Remember, everything is about mindset. You got to shift your mindset. You want to shift your situation. You want to shift your circumstances. You want things to change. You want to open up those opportunities and those multiple income streams. Change your mindset first. Understand that you can do it. Believe in yourself. Understand your own value. Understand that you have something that you can share with other people. Here we go. Mindset number 1, value first mindset. Values first mindset. What is that? Don't chase money. I just said that about just starting. Don't focus on the income. Don't focus on the making money aspect of it. Just start something that you're passionate about. Start something that you can do. Start something that you bring value to. And then you'll be able to get to the point where there'll be the income. Don't chase the money. Chase value creation. Money unto itself follows the value. It's a crazy self-fulfilling prophecy. People think I got to find a way to make money. Create the value, because once you create the value, that money follows the value. If you create the value, this pen, there's a value to it. And someone's going to say, oh, this pen is a blue pen. It writes blue. No, well, actually write black. But it writes smoothly. And this pen is a rollerball. And oh, this is pen. And once I start talking about this pen so much, and how well it writes, and how it feels in your hand, and how smooth it is, someone's going to want to buy this pen. Instantly, this is more valuable than any common pen. If it's valuable, money's going to follow the value. And that's with everything. It's just the way it is. Multiple streams of thinking. Not multiple stream of income. Everybody talk about multiple stream of income, but you first got to have the idea. You got to have the audacity to have the idea, a great idea, a good idea, an okay idea. Thinking, multiple streams of thinking. Never rely on one source of income, because that source can evaporate quickly before you know it. Even small streams of income matter. Why? 2 streams beat 1 stream. 3 streams create stability. 4 streams creates confidence. 5 streams creates freedom, financial freedom. So the more streams of income you can develop. And when we say streams of income, it may sound like, oh, this person is balling out. You got multiple streams of income. You making money in your sleep. You could be selling trading cards. You could be somebody who not a quilt, a blanket, and sell 1 blanket a month. How many? How much? Not so much, not so important right now. Creating it is what's important. Got to get started. 3, learning mindset. Got to keep learning, people. Everybody tell you, go to school, get an education, get a degree, get a certificate, get a bachelor's and associates and a master. You can go on and get a PhD. You know how many educated fools I know? You know how many people I know who got degrees from some of the best universities and can't do nothing? Because it's about mindset and application. You can learn something, but you have to know how to apply what you learn and apply what you learn in ever-changing times. So what you learned in school, at the point that you are ready to apply it, the world has changed. The industry has changed. Therefore, learning never stops. School never stops. I always tell, I have young people that I develop, young adults that I develop, and adults that I develop. And I always say school's in session. You find yourself always learning, always developing, always growing. Income builders are always learning. You're learning sales, how to sell better. If anyone say I'm a master salesman, yeah, they probably not. Because if you know anything, you can't master it. In an ever-changing environment, you may have a tactic, but you didn't master anything because the environment constantly changed. So therefore, you have to constantly get better, constantly learn. Communication, constantly building your communication. I love communication. I love words. I love writing. I love talking. I love trying to integrate new words into my vocabulary. Gotta constantly learn, challenge yourself. Why? Because technology is changing and the technology is there. Utilize it. Marketing, finance, sales. Oh, why? Because learning multiplies earning. That's a fact. Never stop learning, people, because learning never stops. Long as there's breath of life in you, keep on learning. Because it's going to bring you to having courage over comfort. And that's what you have to do, you know. When you get to a point where say, oh, I can't learn something new. Oh, I gotta have to do this. I have to start from the beginning. Well, truth is, if you're living life, you're never starting from the beginning. Life compounds. As we age, you compound. No one ever goes back to a baby. You never go back to one. I don't know nothing. You've lived life, you learned something. So everything you learned is compound on top of what you already learned. So you're not starting from scratch. You're just going in a new direction. You're pivoting and you're growing. You're becoming. Don't be afraid. Have courage over comfort. Many people know what they could do. You know where you're at now. You know what you can do now. But all the things that you can do, few people act on it. Execution separates dreamers from builders. You can say, I want to do this. I know how to do this. I like doing that. But let me see you execute it and be consistent and persistent. Well, now that's a whole nother challenge. That's a lesson for another day, but that's what you're going to have to be in these ever-changing times. Why? Because you're going to have the long game thinking. Number 5. Long game thinking. Why? Income building is planting seeds. And when you're planting seeds, you can't expect instant harvests. Consistency beats speed. I always say this. Building fast speeds up your crash. Think about that. Building fast speeds up your crash. Why? If you've been in business long enough, you'll know that at some point in your growth and development of your business, you're gonna hit that wall. You're gonna hit some type of wall of obstruction, some type of obstacle that you now have to overcome. Some people even hit a wall of obstruction being success too soon. Now I can't keep up, whatever it is. But if you are consistent and pace yourself, you can now clearly see your growth and your development and start to map out plans and devise plans as you grow. That would be an ideal way to do things. So I hope something I said today is helpful to someone and encourage someone, because that is exactly why I do what I do. Whew. My good friend Katrina. I have a couple of people who always ask some great questions. What is this? How does building your own income change your confidence? Katrina asks, how do building your own personal streams of income change your confidence? And I think I spoke to that, but I'll speak to that again. Once you understand, because it's not even a building streams of income, it's more importantly understanding your value. Understanding that you have value. What you know, what you can do, what you can share, what you can teach, what you can exemplify has value. Once you know your value, you can make income off of it. Once you understand that your value translates and equals to income, that unto itself builds your confidence, because now that's called empowerment. That's self-dependency, self-reliance empowerment. That's something money can't buy. And once you understand it, you'll never go back. You'll never go back. No one could talk you down. No one could say anything to you that would dissuade you from understanding your value and what you can do. So that was a great question. So let me leave you with this, if I didn't leave you with anything. There's a million ways to make money. But the real question is, will you believe you deserve to build your own? Because income building is not just about economics. It is about self-permission. Just spoke about that. And self-empowerment, confidence you'll gain from knowing your value. Self-permission, permission to grow, permission to try, permission to fail. There is no successful person who got successful without some failures. Failure is part of the game. That's why some of the biggest companies in the world have research and development divisions, so they can put things out, fail, beta, put it out just to see what happens. So the real idea, the real product can emerge. Failure is part of the growth and development. Permission to learn, keep on learning. Permission to rise, keep on rising. You were never meant to live limited. You were never meant to live afraid. You were never meant to depend entirely on a system that you don't control or have any control in. You don't control and have no control of. In fact, you were meant to build. You were meant to expand. You were meant to create. And maybe, just maybe, your next stream isn't about money at all. That's why I say start with your passion, start with your heart, because maybe it's about discovering your courage. Maybe it's about discovering your discipline. Maybe it's about discovering your power. Because once you realize I can build income for myself, I have value. I have value greater than a paycheck. You start realizing I can build anything. And that right there is real financial fitness and financial freedom. That's what it's all about. 2026, this is what we're going to accomplish this year. We're going to accomplish more income streams and financial freedom. Whew. I am D.E. Wilder, and I just want to remind you people, if I haven't said it enough, there are a million ways to make money, but there's only one you. So invest in your growth. Invest in your thinking. Invest in your courage. And most importantly, invest in your ability to create your own opportunities. Because financial fitness isn't about chasing money. It's about becoming the person money follows. You have value. That means money follows the value. Money will follow you. So stay focused, stay building, stay becoming. And remember that you are not just earning a living, you are building a life. So, see you next time on Financial Fitness Friday. And I tell you, we're going to the next level. I have a new conversation coming up with an hour of profit, where I'm going to show you play by play, step by step on how to build multiple streams of income. It's going to be fantastic, people. We're going in a whole new direction. So if this message made a difference to you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it and remind them that their financial freedom is on the horizon. I will always implore you to stay rooted, stay blessed, and keep living life with kindness, clarity, and purpose. I am D. Wilder, and this is Financial Fitness Friday, focusing on financial fitness for your future. And I bid you peace and blessings. Thank you all for sharing this moment with me. Thank you all for sharing this journey with me. And I hope that you have a blessed, prosperous week ahead. Till next time, until next week, work on the mindset. Mindset is everything. Peace and blessings.
That was a good session. You seem excited to get the message out.
Yes, because that's moving me towards.
Energy.
Yeah, that's moving me towards my hour profit. Turn that up.